Recording in progress.
Okay, I have a quiz for everybody, and I'm going to see who can figure this out first. What is different about me tonight than any other night or any other time you've ever seen me? Does anybody know? Do, 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 do. I have to play that favorite song. Randy ought to know. Where you at, Randy? Ooh, look at here. Got a better pair.
Your hair's shorter on the side.
Oh, stop. Yeah, I did. I cut my hair. How'd you guess that? You did guess that, right? Okay, we got that one. Ooh,
Randy,
glasses.
you got your
Probably-
glasses.
There's one. Well, you know what? You guys probably may not realize it as much because I normally intentionally remove them when I'm on a video.
Contact.
Oh.
Nope, suspenders.
Oh, yeah.
I've had to
Suspended.
wear suspenders
Oh, to
for
keep your
for about the last 5 years. I've had to wear suspenders for one reason. I couldn't put anything around my waist because it would cause massive pain.
Wow.
I remember the doctor told me what it is. It was part of the spinal injury that I'd gone through. And there was a name for it. And it's to where you cannot have anything restricting your waist because it causes the pain to magnify really, really bad. I did not know that that had totally gone away. And the only reason I figured out that it had went away was because the other day I changed a pair of pants, and as soon as I buttoned them up, they were a little bit snug because I've lost quite a bit of weight here recently, and so I went down a couple of sizes, and so they were still a little snug, but they weren't real tight. And normally, even that, I can't wear anything snug. It has to be really almost so loose to the point of falling off. That's why I normally wear a couple of, at least one size larger than normal, because nothing can restrict around my waist. So I always wear suspenders because if I don't, and any kind of pressure of any kind gets around my waist, I know the pain is going to be unbelievable. And I buttoned them up, and I was in such a rush. I wasn't thinking about anything. I'm just going about trying to get everything ready to go. I had to go somewhere into town. I forget exactly what I was doing. But while all that was happening, I come to the end of the bed, and I didn't even know where a belt was. I mean, because if I'm going to wear a belt, it's going to be for looks, and it's going to look kind of stupid because it's going to have to be really loose and just hang there is all. Maybe I'll attach my suspenders to that to kind of give it a look of belt. But then I saw the belt, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even feel any pain around my waist. That's weird. So I put the belt on. And I first put it on loose because I was a bit concerned as to whether or not it was going to cause a problem. And then a little while later, the pants, as you know, you have them on a little bit, they kind of loosen up anyway. So then I had to tighten up the belt in order to keep the pants from falling off. So I tightened up the belt, and not one bit of problem at all. So, I mean, I like suspenders anyway, but for the last 2 days, I've not had to wear suspenders. I can now wear a belt. And for me, that's a major issue because I don't know what it is. It's something to do with the way the discs are blown out. And the doctor was explaining it to me one day that, because of my particular disc, the ones that were blown out, there was one particular one that's when any constriction around the waist causes that kind of pain. And he had some fancy name for it. And he said that is an issue that people go through. So, but I no longer have that. So very happy to report that. All right. So what are the other excitements going on in here today? I mean, did you guys grow new teeth yet? I mean, anybody with those type testimonies? What do you got, Catherine?
My friend that I got on the lifewave patches back in December when we first got ours. So she competed yesterday in Colorado, and she just sent me, she wasn't able to wear those patches because of the spray tan, it wouldn't stick.
right?
But she got first place. This is her first time competing. She's 43 years old. First time competing, this bodybuilding, women's figure bodybuilding. She got first place as a novice, and then first place figure B. I don't understand all these. Second place figure 35 plus, second place for figure 40 plus. And she just says these patches were amazing her whole time going through training.
Oh my goodness. We ought to
that-
bring her on and do an interview with her.
I know. Yeah. I wonder if
Can you
she's
show me, can you show us the picture again, Catherine? A little higher, just a little bit high. There you go. Oh, wow. You know, I tell you who I tell you who I need to try to coordinate, do an interview with her, and she probably knows who it would be, and that would be Mia Finnegan. Mia
Oh,
Finnegan, she was the first world's gold medalist as it's not a gymnast, kind of like what she's doing there. It was kind of like bodybuilding, but it's not the full bodybuilding. I forget exactly how that worked, but that's the way Mia looked back then. And
yeah.
of course, Mia does the patches as well, as you guys know. But that would really be kind of an interesting thing there, because I'm sure Mia would really connect with her a lot on what she's accomplished there if she's interested in doing that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I
So,
just sent her a text to see if she could jump on. I'll see if she responds.
okay. But
Yeah.
Randy, tell me again about what happened to you with this eye thing. I was telling my wife about it, and I never have a very great memory. So if you can tell me a little bit about that again, that would really be awesome. And I'm hoping she'll jump in here in a minute, because I I was thinking it was Saturday. Ron sends me a message. He said, "Are you coming on tonight?" I said, "Where are we coming on to?" I said, "Is it Thursday and I'm really messed up on my days?" He said, "No, it's Sunday." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was thinking it was Saturday. So then I got scared because I have a meeting down in Florida, because the Department of Agriculture is coming to inspect my mines down there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, have I missed my deadline on that too? Luckily, it's Tuesday. I was thinking it was Monday. So anyway, share away, Randy.
Well, I just had a retina detachment that happened in 2017. They had to do about 3 surgeries because the first one didn't take, and then the second one I had to do. So you had to lay down, for 7 days, not move everything,
Gas bubble.
gas bubble and all that. But anyway, long story short, it takes a long time for the natto of your blood vessels to connect to the other side when it's cut off. It's like cutting your arm off or something, and then hoping it comes back. So this lady, when I go through every month, I got to take pictures of the eye. They got to make sure everything's holding. And one day, about 3 years after that, about 2020, I just felt something like something was going to be different. And I went in there and she goes, "Look into the camera. I know you do this all the time, but you got to tell me what you see. I know you don't see anything." And for the first time, I saw like a blue cross. I said, "I see a blue cross." And she starts laughing. And then I go, "Why would you laugh? I mean, is it not a blue cross?" She goes, "Randy, it's a blue cross." So I started getting the eyesight back. And, then it's called the Beamer. We were using a Beamer. I think they make it in Switzerland. It wraps around your head and it increases the blood flow around the head. If people got headaches or something, but it costs about $6,000, but it was able to help my eyesight get back. But I just noticed that these patches too, that it's helping. I don't have 20/15 like I do in the left eye. It's more like 20/80 with my contact in, because I don't have a lens on the eye. And I was thinking about getting the lens on, and they're saying, "Well, you've had a couple disconnects. Why go through that again if you don't have to? We can't promise you that you're going to get better vision, but you got pretty good vision compared to most people. You were not ever going to," they said in the medical book, you shouldn't have vision with your problem that I had. You know, you
That's
should,
amazing.
because you were disconnected for 2 months. You said you look like your eye in the back, the macula looked like a potato chip. It was all dried up because it had been connected, because you don't feel anything. You just, I got 2015, so that took over, and I was still flying for 2 months. I didn't know. I just knew I was starting to lose my balance down the stairs, you know. In fact, I
I
actually
was
flew
wondering what
better.
was going on in that airplane flight I was in, Randy. The plane was
But you
flying.
know, long story yeah, I was back. I got my medical back,
Hey,
and
I'd rather fly with him than drive with him, is my quote. There's not any stop signs in air.
well, she's always telling me where to park, and it confuses me. I said, I want to park where I want to park. You know, she's like,
Oh gosh, that's so funny. I tell you what. But we got somebody else coming in. Let me click on them and this is exciting though, you know, because there's always something new happening and you know, and even for myself, the other thing I think I mentioned it when you guys were here last time, I wouldn't go to the doctor for prostate because I definitely didn't want to go through one of their exams that they do. But my wife kept telling me, I know you have a prostate problem. Her father went through it and he didn't have cancer or nothing, but he had an enlarged prostate. And it's funny because when he was alive, it's almost like we would be bumping in the hallway going to the bathroom at night, you know, because I would go so frequently and so did he. And so Yana says, you know, we're going to have to get this checked. And then I start on these patches. It took about 7 months, but hey, I don't wake up at all anymore at night. So
And you said that was the X49 on that one?
no, well, I use X39 and X49 both. I do use both of those. I will wear carnosine off and on, mainly for the detoxing of the heavy or for the aluminum in the brain.
Right.
And I will say another thing too. Now, Ron, I'm going to pull Ron up here with us here for a second too. Ron had the excellent idea of me wearing the Eon patches. In fact, Ron, I want to bring you on this because I've had a lot of people ask me about that since then. And the Eon patches, not only did it help connect the brain to the nerves in my legs to where I could walk normal, but it also seemed to really give me a spark cognitively as well. I don't know if that's what it does or what it could possibly do or not. But can you share a little bit, Ron, about that, about what got you to tell me about that in the first place? You got to unmute yourself though, brother. I'm working on reading lips, but I
You
ain't
mean
quite.
you want me to talk?
Yes.
I was doing some research on that, and they said sometimes the brain stem is not allowing right where it comes down to allow the signals to come out. A lot of things heal. Pardon my voice, I'm hoarse tonight. I was mowing the yard. But like your disc, they heal, but it still doesn't get the signal down past them like that. So I did a little research on myself and tried those things out like that, and it helped me a lot. And when you said it wouldn't work, I said, well, why don't you just try that? There's 2 spots on the back of your skull right there that I think it's gallbladder 20, but you go outside of those. And then one right on the cortex right underneath. And you can put one on top and you can put one in the front with it, which kind of puts a strong tetrahedron effect, kind of like having pyramids crossed up inside, but it puts a lot of signal down your spinal cord that way. Or anyway, that's what it seemed like. So that's the reason I told you to try it.
And then also, Ron, the 2 right behind the ear on the skull bone right there too. Is that right?
Yeah, that's outside the gallbladder 20, right on the bone. The gallbladder 20 is right to the inside of both of those points. But these points here go in through your ears and things like that. And it comes up to the back of the brain, they say. So I thought, well, it's worth a shot. And I tried it on me on several things like that. And it worked really well. I thought it might help you.
And it actually really did. I mean, it was amazing. Ron, you, just so people can kind of understand a little bit about your background as well. I know you designed what is like computer boards or something. Some of that stuff was actually used, what was on a space rover or something like that?
I designed one board that went on the first Mars rover. That's been quite a few years ago. I built boards that would withstand atomic blasts and stuff like that. They wanted them for the Abram tanks, and I forget how many they ordered for them once they tested them. They had to put them in a lead box for 30 years after they tested them. That's how hard they hit them with gamma rays to see how they, withstand the blast.
Wow.
But I've done a lot of design and stuff like that as aircraft engineering and I don't know, different things. I felt like I was blessed to get to do all those things.
Right. And so that's the reason why Randy's planes stay in the air. It's not really because he's a great pilot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, they didn't hear that. They didn't hear that.
I use the autopilot.
I used to talk to a lot of pilots, talking them in like over the Atlantic and stuff like that, different problems they're having, especially on Boeing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we know which planes don't fly too well, so.
Well, they're an aerodynamic rock.
Exactly, right?
You take the thrust out, they don't glide very good.
Oh gosh, yes. I guess they would go down like a baseball, right straight down.
Is Boeing.
Yeah, that's what I'm teaching tomorrow with Southwest Airlines. I'm teaching in the sim, and we're teaching them when they're flying over water. We got to do a down drift because they have an engine failure, and you got to do a certain procedure because these airplanes are all computerized. And
Are you flying commercial?
I did. I retired from United at the end of December. Captain on the 777, and now I thought I'd have retirement, but I put in on my resume, and they called me the next day at 8 a.m. Southwest wanted me to instruct for them, so that's where we're in Dallas. So anytime y'all want to come fly with me in the sim, it's sort of fun. We can fly under the Golden Gate Bridge or do whatever you want.
Hey,
And,
there you go. I'm gonna take you up on that, Randy, because we're gonna be there, I guess, in October for the annual convention anyway.
Is it
So
September or October?
I don't know which
September?
one it is. Wherever it is when we'll be there.
It's
Okay.
September, yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
think
are
it's
you going to that?
October 30th.
October
October.
30th?
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
that's what I saw for the global convention in Dallas.
Excellent,
Okay.
Dr. Darnell. Excellent.
Okay, we'll
So
be-
you're gonna be
you
there
can
too?
I'll
Huh?
give everybody a tour.
Excellent. That sounds great. So, all right now. So anyway, I'll quit picking on all you guys there now. So, but
I do have a question for a friend of mine that had hip replacement well, it's been a year and a half. We saw her over the 4th of July.
Right.
And she had her left hip replaced, okay? And her hips kind of hiked up on one side. I guess it's more the left side, but she's got all this tightness on her lower back. And she's had that before the hip replacement. Do you think Eon and I was thinking Eon would help maybe relax those lower
it'll help with the
I mean, she just
inflammation.
explains it like real tight.
Right. It'll help
Right.
with the inflammation, but Eon doesn't
I think
relax
this
the
is
muscle.
totally from
Right. The problem is
Right.
that she's
and then
facing,
she's talking.
Catherine, the problem that she's facing is the fact that now that she has a mechanical hip in there and the alignment of the body is not the way it should be, those muscles are always going to fight against each other. So
Yep.
even when it comes to X39 or X49 or any of the patches that we have, those will never
right.
help correct that problem. But what you can do, though, is like you said, Eon would help with inflammation. And if she practices with the ice wave patch, she should be able to get some pain relief as well with ice wave. But ice wave, if you guys probably have already experienced that as well, there is really a trick to getting the energy flow of the ice wave patch to help with the pain, especially if you're putting it on the point of pain. I noticed because a little while back I was having a lot of problems with my shoulders. It's like horrible pain, and I finally just took and I just kept feeling around till I could find the point of pain that was at its worst. And once I found that spot, I put the brown patch there, and then just a little bit below it, I put the white patch. And that really helped a lot. But even on the neck area and stuff like that, it's almost like if you don't figure out what's causing the pain, like what nerve is really irritated, it's very difficult to make ice wave really just work unless you're doing the entire body, which you would do the one on your elbows there or near your elbow, and then on, I think it's I want to say it's the bottom of the feet, and then you can place them on the elbows, which does the entire body, but it doesn't necessarily fully get rid of everything. But that would be my suggestion, would be those two there. I don't know if glutathione would help
What-
on that.
Right. And then she has like some numbing and kind of like a gravel feeling when she walks, like her bottom of her feet on that left side where she had the hip replacement done. And of
Right.
course, the doctor's like, oh, there's nothing we can do for you. So like some numbness, so maybe like neuropathy
If
issues.
there's
Have you?
neuropathy, X39 will fix the neuropathy. So to me, it's going to take time,
Right.
but X39 will take care of that neuropathy one way or the other. Any type of nerve disconnect, and I would maybe even try what Ron had suggested to me.
Yeah.
That's where you wear the Eon, the two behind the ears. They're right there at the base of the skull, behind the head. And Elkie, I'll get to you in just a second, sister. The base of the back of the head there. Now, I was wearing the fourth one on the top of the head in the center, but I want to try, like Ron said, in front of the head there, and see if that makes a difference too. But either way, it might help do some connecting of the nerves. And I do know it's not just the fact that it gives me the ability to make my legs work. It started connecting nerves so well together that even when I had the accident initially, the pain that I experienced initially on one of the nights, when I woke up the next morning, all that pain was back, as if I just had the accident. And I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I want to reconnect that well, but by the little bit later in the day, the pain started to go away. And then the next night I wore it again anyway. And then I had none of that. All that pain was completely gone. So I don't know if it was just kind of like going in reverse effect or what it was, but I think that would be a big help for her. You got all those
Great.
notes down? Great. All right, let's
Yeah.
try Miss Elkie here. I'm coming to you, girl. Let's see here. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear
All
me?
right,
I'm
I
here.
can hear you. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, okay. Oh, hello. So usually I'm in the background cooking and doing things. So that's why I don't show my face very often. But I had a question on the sign up, if you
Okay.
can hear me.
Oh, I
Okay.
hear you fine. Go right ahead.
So I just signed a bronze up. So I'm really excited for him. He's a very active 80-year-old, has a ministry, has a homeless shelter with like 70 vets and all kinds of people that he is giving a new start in life. And so when I got to the side where it says X39 package, and then it says X39 full package, like packaging, it said X39 packaging on, we were kind of confused. I didn't even pay much attention to it the other times I signed people up, but the question came up, what's the difference between just X39, the sleeves, I guess, and then their full packaging? What does that mean?
Okay. I think what you're looking at there, if I'm not mistaken, is they do have they have a package where it's the X39 and X49 together. They normally call it a bundle, and there is a discount for buying those two together. Now, he doesn't have to do that. It just happens to
Right.
be one of the things that you can do.
Also,
Okay.
when they say full packaging, that's when you get the big
Right.
blue envelope with the little white pack inside. Otherwise, if you don't do full packaging, you just get the little white envelope with the 30 patches in there. But the full,
Yes, that
Okay.
makes sense. Yep.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, the full package is that big, nice, pretty blue envelope.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
That's-
always tell them
thank
that they get
you.
this nice brochure. Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you, Dr. Darnell. We're gonna have to have Dr. Darnell come over there with John Moore and have her on there with him.
Mhm.
Okay, Sister Elke, thank you. All right,
Thank
Karen and
you.
Dwayne. Let me get you guys up here where I can see you. All right. Now I just want to know, you guys have not been doing this for too long of a time. Have y'all turned into superheroes by now?
Oh, well, we are sleeping much better.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. No,
Yeah.
we had a question on, I had sent you an email, with our order slip that, it says we're a preferred customer, but it seems like that we're not. I know Jason said he was getting the X39 for $99, and I don't understand all the pricing when I go through the recurring. So anyways, we may need some individual help.
Okay. All right. And we can do two different things too, Karen. I can go through it here with you so everybody kind of knows, or we can always talk about it privately as well. Now you guys are preferred customers, right?
Yeah, I guess, and I don't know how, I don't understand the structures of the different levels, and we're certainly, I think our
Okay.
bill was like $500, I sent you that email,
Wow.
with
Okay.
the, yeah, so we can't keep doing this, and so I don't know what Jason was talking about, $99, a month
What
for
are you
him. So,
ordering? Do you recall all the things that you were ordering?
well, we did order the performance bundle, but I wanted to drop that down. I get all confused on the website for some reason. And then we did order the SP6 complete pack, patches, and that was it. So, um, two of two, two of the SP6 and two of the performance bundle. But I was trying not to do the performance bundle and just put it down as X39, but we still ended up, and then it says best value, and then it gives you a dollar amount, and then it gives you another price, and so I get all confused on that. So,
Yeah.
and then I get a bill that, what they charged me on my credit card, and we just can't afford 500 a month.
No,
So,
I agree. That's like crazy. Here's one thing that you might want to, because you both want to use X39, correct?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Here's what I would do. We need to look at your auto ship. And it might be best to even just bring customer service on and just tell them, say, look, I don't know how we're set up. What do we need to do this? We just want two X39s. I would not put anything else on auto ship at all. Let's say, because you still get the discount when you order the X49, because if you're signed up as a preferred customer, you'll still get all the discounts. And then if you decide you want to do X49, you can add that as you want to use it. See, X49 is really not something that you have to use all the time. X39 is what you want to use all the time. So let's say if you've already gotten the bundles in, so you could make the X49. Because if you've gotten two of those packages, I guess that means you have two sleeves of X49 anyway. All right. Why not wear the X49 every other day to start with? That way it'll last you 2 months rather than 1 month. Okay. And the same thing with SP6. For women, SP6 is the most important patch. My wife, and I'll just be blunt here, but my wife, she was on identical hormone replacement. she doesn't have to do any of that. That was because of the SP6. That basically replaces the bioidentical hormones for you. And so you kind of have to watch that. So once you start using it, because things will seem like they're getting out of balance, because if you're still using those identical hormones and you're using SP6, it's balancing the hormones for you. And then you actually have to come off of the other one, or your body will really get out of whack from that. Now, I don't know if that has to be done every day or not. Dr. Darnell, do you know anything about that?
No, I'm not familiar with, my SP6.
Right, right.
No, I let my sister use it because of the appetite suppressant.
Right.
So, but not necessarily for the hormonal balance.
Right.
Right.
That's the reason why I was kind of interested in it as well. I think somebody at the Atlanta conference had mentioned something that it worked real well for him. And so Dwayne and I thought we would try it, you know.
Dwayne said he doesn't want it. I'm just kidding. All right. Anyway, give me one second. Let me ask Yana. She's in there with her sister, came in from overseas, but let me go ask her that question.
I did just check, and online they have the global conference in Dallas, Texas on October 17th and through October 19th.
And that's in Dallas, right? Or is San Antonio?
No, that's Dallas, Texas for the global conference. And I'm hoping I'll be able to go, but I don't know. Because I'll be in Florida Thursday.
Where are you located?
I'm in
Me?
Detroit.
Oh, Denise.
Yeah, we
There
were
we go.
having a little chat while you were gone.
Yeah, she's up there around the border somewhere where all the Canadians are at. She's trying to protect the northern border. Anyway, Yana said 3 days a week is enough on SP6. So there again,
Okay.
that can be something that can last you a couple of months. So what
Yeah.
I would do is I'd call customer service Monday, or if you can figure out how to navigate that. I don't know. I've never dealt with having a site where you're preferred customer, so I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, I just trying to figure out the structures, like what are the layers and the levels and how, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So-
let me show you some of that right here then.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me go to the. Yeah, because I think what would really be good is one, you might want to switch over anyway to because with you guys, I'm just thinking out loud a little bit here.
Sure.
Seeing you guys were at the Atlanta conference, I'm assuming that and this is not something that you have to do right away. It's just up to you when you feel comfortable with it, but converting over to where you can earn income with it. That's like I said, that doesn't, you don't have to, but it's always an option. Okay. So let me share the screen with you guys.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking about, having it as a business type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And that's what I was thinking too. So let's see here. All right. Is anybody in here that's in here with us today? Have any of you guys ever started off as a preferred customer and then switched over to becoming a brand partner? Ron, you went straight to brand partner. Denise, you did too, right?
Yeah,
And
but
I
my sister-in-law Tyra, she originally for the first month was a preferred customer. And
Okay,
then I told her before her auto ship as a preferred customer, go in and cancel that. And
okay,
then go back in and do join as a brand partner. And you get two different numbers for that.
all right. So that's what you guys would want to do, Karen. You and Dwayne, you'd want to go in there and like Denise just said,
Okay.
and cancel your preferred before the next shipment would be coming out. All
Right.
right. And if you've got enough, you can go ahead and just cancel anytime you want. All right. So if you go here and you just click on join, um, I I will tell you, oh goodness, what did I do? I just messed up. No, I didn't. Okay, where did it all go? There we go. When you come on the join section here, Some people go lower. They do that. They start off as bronze. You can always upgrade anytime you want. So you could go to any level you want. And whatever you sign up as you see the prices, you're going to get the product regardless. In other words, if you select silver at $2.99 and you click on that, you're going to
And-
automatically, they're going to show you, let me put you guys down at the bottom where you can see it. They give you 3 sleeves of X39. Okay. But now you become a business partner. Okay. Now, what I would recommend is, so you might want to wait until you're closer to your renewal time again, or even wait until you feel like, okay, I'm ready to bring somebody on board. It's up to you how you do it. But rather than doing silver, I've kind of got to the point now to where I really think it's smarter just to go gold. I'll tell you why. It is expensive. It's $500, but there's a couple of reasons for this. One,
this is the brand partner level.
right, this is brand partner.
Okay.
This is where you could earn the income. But the thing about it is, if you go gold, you at least are now eligible for all 4 ways of making money. That's really the key thing about being gold. But here's the thing that I want you guys to be aware of. Even though they put in there 5 X39 patches and 1 of the Alavita, close that out. Who needs that many X39 patches in the first place? Even the Alavita, just close it out unless you just want an Alavita. Then come over here to the patches and then get what you need or what you're wanting to try. All right, you and your husband both use X39, so just go ahead and click 2 of those, because let's say you're at the time of renewal, so you'd click 2 of them. These other patches, not X39, X39, X49 are both the $100 patches, right? But all the rest of them are roughly about $50 when you're doing it as a brand partner. So if you want to go ahead and add another SP6 at that time, you could. Eon, I'm learning more and more, is an amazing, amazing patch. It's mainly for inflammation. I know there's other things. Let's just say you added that one. Glutathione, if you don't want to have sore throats, in fact, I'm wearing one right now on this side here because that lymph node was swollen on my neck, and I was having already a sinus problem. Even if you start getting an earache, you put it on the side where whichever ear is affected, it's going to clear it up. And I mean, you might, and I'm just, you can pick whatever you want. If you want to do 4 X39s, whatever you want to do, you could do. But just showing you how that you could actually choose anything you want. Energy enhancer, for example, another good patch for that. If you sleep well, don't worry about silent night. Silent night, so what it does do is it creates melatonin. Your body make melatonin. Any energy enhancer, though, does more than just do energy. It also causes at a cellular level for your body to produce NAD. And forget the actual scientific name for that, but that's what also helps with aging. It helps with memory, a lot of things NAD does. And as long as that line is yellow, until it turns green, you can keep adding things. So my point is like you get normally 5 patches or 6 patches, but if you're doing just 2 X39s and all these other ones, you'll end up getting 1 more extra set of patches just because of what you're doing there. And let's see, carnosine is very good for cognitive, but what it does, it takes out heavy aluminum out of your body. And that's why it helps with the cognitive function, really helps when it comes to dementia, things like that. You might want to throw the X49 in there just to make sure you got it. And now we're at green. And let me just see how many patches I ended up getting all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 boxes of patches instead of 6. So and it's not really more for your money. It's still the exact same for the money. But what I like is it gives you the ability to pick and choose what you want to get. And if you just do want all those X39s, and just do all X39s, you can always do that as well. But that's how that works. And then at a brand partner, you do have to have 2 patches on a monthly subscription to earn at that level as well. but it doesn't have to be two X39s either. It could be an X39 and it could be one of the cheaper ones like glutathione. But if you and your husband are both using them, you might just want to have your two X39s on there and then only get the other ones when you need it. That way you don't have this huge bill that comes in every month. That's the way I say to do it. Another way to do too is if you decide to sign up as a silver, and then when you want more patches, when you upgrade, you automatically you can get the patches you want through upgrading if you don't want to get hit with that financial burden at one time. That's another way to do that. Like for example, let's say you did do the gold, and for some reason, let's say 2 months later, you're on the auto ship, but you're like, honey, we need to go ahead and order, let's go ahead and get 2 more things of Eon and maybe an extra X49. Well, rather than just paying that outright, you could go ahead and then upgrade to the next level. Say, what is that? That's the platinum, I believe is what they call it. You could upgrade to platinum, and then you would automatically get those patches you wanted extra. But at the same time as you upgrade, it increases the amount of money you would make in a bonus if you sign someone up. And then, and that's how you can get up to diamond, is as you're deciding you want to add more patches because you just like, okay, I think this month we're going to go ahead and get a few extras. We're going to get maybe another couple of X49s extra. We haven't gotten them in a while. We're going to go ahead and order them, then upgrade. And then that way you get the patches, plus you're also increasing your ability to make more money. Mainly the upgrades at that point, if I'm not mistaken, is mainly for the bonuses that you would earn, if I got that right. Ron or Denise, does that sound right to you guys? Because I know y'all are pretty smart on those things.
I'll defer to Ron. It sounds good to me.
I think you're right on that, brother.
Okay, excellent. So, all right. Anybody any questions more that we can do here?
Well, thanks for explaining that, Steve.
You're very welcome. All righty here. Ooh, goodness. I hope I brushed my teeth. I sure didn't brush my hair. Let me get myself off of this thing, put it to the gallery where I look little again. There we go. Okay, if anybody doesn't have any other questions, we'll go ahead and end for the night. I apologize for being late. If it wasn't for Brother Ron texting me to ask me where I was, I wouldn't have been here at all. So, oh goodness. Well, y'all
So
guys have
when you sign up for a brand partner, that'll give you the website with your name and all that kind of stuff too. It'll walk you through that
yes,
kind of process. So then I can tell people my name, which would be, then I would start getting points or whatever.
exactly. And
Okay.
the one thing you always like to do it simple to where when you share your website, they know it's associated with you. Okay. Let's say you and Dwayne do K&D with your last name or K&D X39. Then it's easy for someone to remember. It'd be lifewave.com / and then K&D X39 if that's available. And that makes it simple. I knew my last name probably wouldn't be taken because not hardly anybody has the name Benoon in this country. So that I didn't worry about. So, if you can do your last name, if you have an unusual last name, that sometimes helps too, because then they know that it's you. So I think our son, when he did his, he did Ethan's X39 and nobody had taken that. So it worked out really good for him to make it very simple. That way, like I said, when somebody's getting your website, it'll be very easy for them to be able to maneuver. Now, I will strongly encourage, do business cards. Always have business cards with you. I just had 2 people. I could have kicked myself in the behind because I do have business cards and I didn't have any with me. And I had 2 people that desperately wanted to know more about LifeWave because they had need to actually want to get started with it. And, of course you write it down, but it's not the same if you can just hand them a card with already your information on it. And, and I would encourage you, when you're out, if you're at the grocery store or what, something like that, you see somebody, let's say with a broke leg or even, and they're walking around. For me, I just strike up a conversation. I'll say, "Oh gosh, what happened to your leg?" I had a guy the other day. I was at a restaurant, and I kind of know the guy because he's the manager there, and we go there fairly frequently. And I said, he's limping really bad. I said, "What in the world did you do to your body to cause you to limp like that?" He explained to me what was going on, and I said, "You know what? I tell you what, I can tell you what would probably help you heal you faster anyway." I said, "You're not really like an old guy, need something to, like some of us old people need." I said, so I told him about it. He went and looked it up while we were sitting there eating, comes back. He said, "I'm going to order that." He was just that excited about it that quick. So I think it really would behoove us to carry cards with us because people always are looking for a way to feel better and stuff like that. Even I got one daughter that's 32 years old. She never believed in this at all. And she has a really bad sciatic nerve pain. And I put an X39 on her one day. I said, "Try this, see if it'll help you." She writes me the next day a text. She says, "Am I experiencing a placebo effect?" And I said, "What do you mean a placebo effect?" She said, "I don't have any pain whatsoever." I said, "Well, placebo effect is normally somebody that believes something's going to work, and that causes them to have a placebo effect." I said, "So I highly doubt, seeing as you didn't think anything was going to happen, that you would feel something happening." So she said, "Well, I would like to have more of those patches." I said, "Yeah, you ought to join as well." I said, "Because you could do pretty good at it, girl." I said, "Especially when you start seeing you have results with it." So, so you never know who can benefit from it, and it's just, the strangest places you'll strike up conversations with people because people would want it if they knew what it does.
So the
So,
gold would give you enough to give some patches to people and that kind of thing?
well, if you took and you did, like, let's say you got one X instead of two X39s, you did a third one. And then if you wanted to take out of that third one, take like 5 patches and set them aside in envelopes, and break it up, like that, where you'd have 6 envelopes of patches. You could always use that as a sample for someone. Now, the thing is, though, X39, some people do have what they call the one patch wonder. So maybe 5 patches, they might experience something so marvelous that they're really sold for life. But then there's other people like myself. It takes time, and it doesn't happen overnight, And so in that case, you could end up giving them something like that, and then it's like, they're like, "Oh, it didn't do me no good." But that's a patch that takes a dedication because stem cells take time for them to do their repair, their work. So you can't really expect it to be overnight. Why some people get such quick results, I really don't know how that works, but some people do. So
They give you the logo and everything for your business cards, or I know you gave us a company and I just haven't contacted them that you use with the plastic cards, but do they give you the logos and different slides to kind of, I've seen a lot of slide presentations and stuff. They give you all the marketing materials or in
you
that?
have a lot of marketing material in your website and what they call the back office. I don't know if
Okay.
they have one specifically for being able to do a business card or not. Sister Denise may know the answer to that because she's done a lot of the marketing part of it. And but I
use
just look
the Avery label website.
right.
Right, and then just went to Office Depot and bought the blank business card sheets,
Right.
and you can kind of type up your own because you can even do back and front. So it's just it takes time to work out all the details with marketing if you're not really good at it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Well,
what I did. I just went to like the office store, bought sheets of business cards that were blank. Then I went to the Avery label site and I typed it up myself and printed them on my printer. So
okay. So
you just
you
break
were
them up.
able to find some JPEGs and different clear logos and different things.
Well, they
E-
want you
even
to make sure you put Lifewave brand partner on it. And that logo is already in the back office. So then I just cut and paste that logo. And then I put my own title of my presentation, which is Patch Your Way to Better Health, with my number and my website. And then on the flip side, I put some highlights about the X39.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
I think one good thing to add to that is the team that we're all a part of. This is at info.com. That's Steve and Gina Merritt. That's their website. And that's got a lot of good information for people. And yet it's a neutral website. People can go there, they can learn more about it, about what we have. They can look at testimonies and everything else. And yet then they can come back to you. So if you put that on the back of the card, I think that's a good idea too. I didn't do that initially, but I am going to remake cards again, and I'm definitely going to put that on the back of the card so that people will have a way to go look and find out more information about it. Because if they just go to our website is really not meant for being able to educate them about what X39 does. So you want them to have that ability to have that education behind it.
Okay. And last question, when people say, well, about how much is it a month? What do y'all usually say? And just kind of, how do y'all approach that question?
If you want to become a preferred customer, it's only $99 if you're doing X39 only. And really and truly, that's the main patch that you want to be on no matter what. So if they choose to do that, then they could do that. If they want to, and the thing is, as a preferred customer, overall, over time, you will actually, it's a more steady income for you because you're making a commission off of what they do per month, right?
Sure.
But let's say, for example, though, if they become a brand partner, it works a little differently. You don't necessarily get a commission every month, but as they grow, then what happens is we earn income from volume. And that's whether they create the volume or people from above you create the volume in your own. In other words, as you're there, we're adding more people in, and more people come in, they become part of your team, and as a result of that, whatever those people that come into your team that come in from above, that's creating you income as well. So then you don't end up only having to focus on one side of your business, because as you grow the other side, then you earn income from everybody else as part of your team. So it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does take time. And once those few people that do come in, eventually what happens, they start getting testimonies. The testimony is what really sells the product, because if the product didn't work, nobody would want it. But as people that have experiences that they know is related to this patch, Ron being a great example of that, that man has went from a life-saving experience for him, so his testimony is very powerful. And, that in itself, people hear that, they believe you, they know that you're telling them the truth, then eventually they're going to want to try it for themselves. Or they know somebody they want to try it for. You'd be surprised how many young people we've met that wanted to get it just for their parents or their grandparents.
Right.
So I never discriminate, normally, because I think it's normally people older that are interested in this, but it's not. It can be any age, because they're thinking about somebody else in their family. So, we'll be at a restaurant, you have a young waitress, and I'll kick up a conversation with them, depending on which way it goes, I mean, mainly I kind of start off with, you like what you're doing, type thing. No, not really, but I have to do this for the time being. So, and then I get into LifeWave and say, it's not like you're going to make money overnight, but it could be a way you could make a little bit of extra money, but this is what it does, and it just sells itself. They get interested, but normally once they hear about the product, they don't even care about the business side of it anymore. They're talking to you now about, oh, I've got my grandmother has dementia, or something like that. And then that's where the conversation goes to. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
all right, Elke, you got a question? Go ahead.
I know you want to go. I have one quick question that came up through the chat.
Sure.
So preferred customer, where did you click on? Because I usually sign my people up and say bronze is like a preferred customer. So at minimum, I sign them up as a bronze
Okay, I'll show you.
because they get one package if it's one person. But what do
Right,
you
right.
click on when it's just preferred?
All right, let me show
Because there
you
is
that.
that box, yeah, the box with LW. I don't know what that is, that first box.
All right, we're gonna back up then, okay? That's what we'll do. Let's go back. Let me close out
Okay.
LifeWave and come back to LifeWave. What they would do if you want them to become just a customer to start with, and at the beginning, I made the mistake of bringing everybody in as a brand partner, not realizing that some people really have no desire to want to market anything. They would rather just be a preferred customer. So it
Right.
is always good to really ask the people first, because if they want to just be a preferred customer, they could always upgrade if suddenly they decide they start sharing it with everybody, and they decide, okay, gosh, I might as well earn from that. Otherwise, go to the word shop. Okay. When they go to the shop, and
Oh,
let's say
shop.
they
Okay.
choose
Okay.
X39, right? Here's where it's going to happen. When they choose the first patch they're going to buy, let's say they're just going to get the X39. All right. They click on the X39. Hang on, I got some stupid thing popped up. They clicked on
See, I
X39.
always clicked on join. Yeah, I'm sorry. I always clicked on join when I had anybody,
Yeah,
and I was thinking, yeah, there is no other level.
right.
Okay.
And here's the
Mm,
important thing though, Elke. Once they
I
add
see.
that to the cart, all right, this is when you're going to go get, because see, you still haven't got to the part about saving the money. You have to go to the cart. Once you go to the cart, now you want, instead of just checking out, you click on become a preferred customer. Now there's two different types. Preferred customer, which is they just go on subscription, they do it once a month, but PC Plus is actually better. As a PC Plus member, they pay 20 bucks a year. It's like a membership. But what the company does is the company sends them free samples every month of some other kind of patch. And the only reason I say it's better because I've known a couple of people that have done this before, and they love it. They say, that's the greatest thing they've ever had because they have learned what other patches do. And as a result, some of them go on to actually start ordering another patch because they just like the way it works. So that's another thing you might always recommend is that, for 20 bucks a year to get you, because you're going to get more free patches than you would ever spend 20 bucks on. And I don't know how many they give you, whether it's, I would imagine like 5 patches or something like that. But they're going to send every month, like they'll send you your regular subscription and then maybe 5 patches of Eon or 5 patches of SP6. And then that way you get a chance to try other products without actually having to order those products. So that's a really nice bonus there to be able to do that.
Oh, thank you for showing me that. I
You're
didn't
very
even know it was
welcome.
there.
Yes,
Okay,
very
thanks.
welcome.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
helps. And I'll
Mhm.
take myself off
Okay.
preferred customer and go into that other gold. So
you got it. You got
thanks
it.
for telling me how to do that. So it's
You're
getting
very
confusing.
welcome.
And Karen, when you go to join as a brand partner, your username may become your website also. Okay.
Oh,
So like
okay.
you have, how you have to pick a username and password.
Yeah.
So whatever your username is, that may be your website, lifewave.com/ and then whatever you
Right.
choose, your husband. Okay. Because actually, Steve, I have 2 because I was so anxious to get in when I heard Yana's testimony back in December. I was
Right.
just typing stuff and I was like, oh, I don't want, no, I was, so I actually have two, but I only use one now.
There you go.
I was going crazy.
Oh, gosh. All right, I'll see you, Denise, before too long because you're going down to Orlando, right?
Yes,
All
yes.
right. I
I'll be
will
down
see
there
you there. What is
Thursday.
that, Saturday? Saturday, Sunday?
Well, Friday and Saturday are the actual conference, and they have I guess a non-denominational church service Sunday morning. But
Okay.
I'm flying down Thursday so I can get a little rest before Friday.
Okay. I think I don't know what day Yana's got me flying in on, but I'll fly down there. I'll be down there Friday and Saturday, and then I got to fly back to Florida or back to my office there on Saturday, I think. So anyway, we'll see.
Denise,
right.
could you put your phone number in the chat so in case I run into any problems this week, I could call you and get some experience?
Did you get that, Denise? You got it? Did
Thank
get it?
you.
Oh, you're welcome. I put in chat. Okay.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. God bless all of y'all. And we will see y'all next week.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.